how can we create a sports poster like this one featuring Michael Akins? What we need to do is start with two photos, and for our subject I have Mikey Paul, and I did extract him and I've got him on a green background. So the first step is to put the face photo on the background. So I'm going to use the magic wand, select the green, Control-Shift-I to select just the subject, Control-V to paste, and I'll have him about right here. This looks pretty good. Next, I'm going to continue by pressing, actually I'm going to hold Control and select the interior between his torso and arm. So we've got that selection, and then Control-Shift-I to invert the selection, Control-C, Control-V, and that's a little big, so I'm going to press Control-T. And I want the action shot to be significantly smaller than the face shot. Typically it's going to be around the size of the head, and ordinarily I might make his face a little bit bigger, but I want to include the Bushwick text right there. So let's see, we can sure, why not right there? So that looks good. So I've got three layers: the background layer, layer 1, layer 2. Layer 1, the face layer, I'm going to press Control U to desaturate right now so it's black and white. I'm going to press OK. I'm going to create a new layer beneath it, and I'm going to start with colors. Now, when we're applying just one color using the paint bucket, you always want to select a color from the top center. You don't want to select a color from down here or the upper right hand corner, which as I know you guys have a tendency to do, because we want to keep it light. So if we wanted to keep it, we'll say a nice, we can actually do kind of like this bluish color right here, right around the center. I'm going to press OK. I'm going to use the paint bucket. I see layer 3. Next I'm going to switch to the face layer that we just desaturated, change the blending mode. Let's try luminosity. That looks pretty good. I'm going to switch over to the action shot to apply the outer glow. Layer style, outer glow. I'm going to shift this box over just a little bit. It's a little too much. Alright, that looks pretty good right there. Now we're going to apply the logo. We want to include the AUP logo on everything we do because we're going to be branding quite a bit in this class. We want to sell our school, and this is one of the ways we're going to do it. I'm going to use the magic wand, and I can see that not all the white is selected, so I'm going to switch to contiguous and click again. I'm going to press delete, Control D. I'm going to bring it beneath the action shot. I'm going to have this AP logo in the upper left hand corner. Make it proportional. I'm going to have it right there. Looks pretty good. I'm going to drop down the opacity to about 50% here. I'm going to change the layer style, stroke, change it to white in the upper left hand corner. Make the stroke 1. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to write Mikey's name. So I'm going to go to text, and we're going to wait a moment, and you guys are going to want to review how to download fonts. I recommend dafont.com. So let's find a font that we think would work well, and we want it to be simple. We want it to really stand out. So this looks kind of cool. Make sure the font is black. And you know what? I like that, but I'm going to want something that's a little bit more dense. So let's try this. I like that one. Alright. So I'm going to have this right here, Mikey Paul. When you guys are working with future clients, they might want you to include some statistics or some other information beneath Mikey Paul, but for right now that looks pretty good. Once you've got this, you're going to save it as a PSD, and then you're going to eliminate that color, create a new layer, and then apply a few gradients. So if you wanted to include gradients, remember always top center. Make sure you're on a new layer. And you can see how that looks. And that looks pretty cool right there. You're going to save each image as a JPEG. So for example, we're going to save this one as File, Save As. We're always going to save it as a Mikey Paul by Droz as a PSD. So once you're gonna do that, let's save it to AUP Sports. So now we've got it as a PSD. Now we're going to start saving as JPEG. So no, File, Save As, drop down to JPEG, and I'm going to, right after where it says Droz, where you're going to write your name, I'm going to write red, yellow, gradient. You can just write grad, saved. Now I'm going to unclick, switch it, File, Save As, JPEG. I'm going to change it to light blue, gradient, because you guys are going to make many versions using the same actors for your subject.